Hi, I'm David Hackoff, Executive Director of NewFest, and welcome to this very special conversation with the star of the ABC signature production on Hulu, Saint X. We are very excited to have Josh Bonzi with us. Saint X may, on the surface, appear like it is kind of the classic Girl Gone Missing mystery, but it really explores so many layers about race, about classism, about the impact a death would have on the tourism industry, and what the focus of today's conversation will be, which is being Black and LGBTQ plus. So we are very grateful to partner with Hulu on this conversation. It is part of NewFest Pride, our 5-day celebration of LGBTQ plus stories that is happening in person and virtually throughout the US. If you are not already a member of NewFest or following us on social media, we encourage you to do so. We have lots of events throughout the year, including the 35th anniversary of the New York LGBTQ plus Film Festival this October. So please do follow us on social, join up for our email list. And to moderate today's conversation, we are very pleased to be working with an artist and a community organizer and the visual director for Moby, which is Mobilizing Our Brothers Initiative, Laquan Dawson. So please join me in welcoming Laquan.
Hello, happy to be had. Hey everyone.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey Josh.
Hey,
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just happy that it's summer in New York, or the beginnings of summer in New York. I'm feeling great.
Yes.
So I'm just, I'm sinking into it.
Uh-huh. Today's a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm like, she's here. She's finally here.
Thank God. Yeah.
Okay, well, one, I just want to say congratulations on Saint X. What an honor and a privilege to be able to watch it, and I got to see the finale before everyone else. So I feel like that's such a gift. What a really deep and beautiful and powerful story that's being told with Saint X, and from my perspective, and maybe I romanticize like everything in some ways, but this is really, really a love story, not just between the lead Emily and her sister Allison, but also between Gogo and Edwin. Gogo is your character, and Edwin is what I would say Gogo's kind of like partner and friend. I feel like Gogo and Edwin grew up together and they taught each other how to survive and how to love and how to move, and just like they grew up together. They taught each other safety, comfort, joy, and a lot of things. So I'm wondering, when this project was put in front of you, what were your thoughts about Edwin and Gogo's relationship, and how did you kind of put yourself in that?
Yeah, totally. Well, I wasn't quite sure before what the extent of their relationship was, until I had read the book, and then I sort of had more conversations with the producers and the directors, and all the higher ups about what this was going to be. And as it sort of developed and played out in front of me, I was really, really just attracted to the story that we had the opportunity to tell about these two, Black men and their relationship with one another that I had never seen before. Um, I was really honored, and I thought it was a really special opportunity to kind of to join this.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gogo's character is really, really sensitive.
Mhm.
He's kind, but he's also really like guarded and reserved and repressed. What I watched of the show is Gogo kind of sinking in on an idea that he would be with this woman Sarah from like a young age, like a shockingly young age, and then to grow up in the flashback scenes that we see like kind of in the middle of the story, where he's this is still like his pursuit. He's like, this is my woman, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm supposed to be. um, Edwin kind of throws a curveball. I'm like, okay, that's your dream and that's your goal of life, but like this is kind of mine, and this is what I would like us to do. And then we saw Gogo kind of like, oh, this is an option, and then right as soon as it was an option, it kind of was not an option anymore. So I'm wondering, like what kind of your thought process was throughout that curveball, and wondering too, maybe like as a second part of the question, uh, what do you think Gogo's like thought process was like after this was just like removed from him?
In terms of this, his the potential for a relationship with Edwin,
Correct.
I think that what the feelings that he has towards Sarah, I what really stood out to me was this is like the quintessential idea of the societal standard that we put on men. And
Mm-hmm.
man is you get the girl, you get the family, you work hard, you provide. And
Provide.
what yeah, that was Gogo's. That's what his life was, and that's what he was chasing. And so
Mhm,
Sarah represented all of that for him, the quintessential life. She represented all those things. And I think he became obsessed with that. And that's why he just couldn't let that go, because that's what his life was going to get better once all these things happened for him. And
mhm,
and then I think with what happens with Edwin is I it's I always have the my mind just starts shooting off a million different lasers whenever I talk about Gogo and Edwin, because I don't think that it exists as any one thing. I think
mhm,
that these two are so close, and the labels and sexuality kind of go out the window whenever these two people exist on their own together, and their closeness is what I think the show really is about. And just a really beautiful, poignant look at what happens between two people who find a connection. And so when that's presented to him and he has a genuine connection, he finds a genuine bond with this person, and then it's pulled away, I think it's really torturous.
mhm. Yeah, cause looking at the relationship and when I think about love and relationships and when they expire at some point,
Right.
it's like, wow, like we had this whole thing, like how beautiful and how amazing that we got to take care of each other and protect each other for this long and get to know each other and teach each other things and like share, like teach each other how to even like smile or run and things like that. And so it is like kind of beautiful that you got to have it. And that Gogo got to have it. Um,
Mhm.
and then, yeah, for it to be taken away, I can imagine, yeah, torturous. Uh, after once he go ahead.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you because I couldn't have said it better myself.
Once Gogo like ends up in New York anyway, because which originally was Edwin's plan, like let's run away together, like we could do this thing in New York, like there's no limits there, like they'll let us do it. And as we know, like they did not end up getting to do it, but Gogo still went to New York. What was the decision making behind Gogo being in New York and going to New York anyway?
I think that at the most base level, he sort of became a pariah on the island. After everything that had gone down, um, I think New York was all he had ever. He wasn't fitting in the island. His island life kind of went up in flames, and I think in an
Hmm.
effort to try to make things right, like I kind of said before about how he's trying to just chase this life, and he's just trying to make things happen. He's trying to make things right, and in his mind, he's just like New York. New York will have all the answers. I can go make money there. The kind of the immigrant, uh, the story of the immigrant story for him was also so
Hmm.
one that was so present. When I was it stood out to me a lot. My dad is an immigrant, and so
Hmm.
I really took that. I wanted to take great care with that, and so I think that everyone he was just like, I want to go to New York, and I'm going to make things happen because I hear if you go here, this is where things can happen.
Hmm.
And I don't think he had any other choice in his mind.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder, so Edwin and Gogo have this kiss moment. If we could pause and just reflect on that for a second. Um, I'm gonna say that again. Um, so Edwin and Gogo have this moment where they have this kiss, and it was the kind of like the ball drop. It kind of like shifted the whole show on its end for me because watching it, I really wasn't expecting it. So if we could just take a look at that clip and take a moment. Okay. Sorry, I meant to do that a little bit earlier. I want to ask too about Gogo and Emily's relationship and is what brings what brings Gogo to even entertain this? This Emily person. Like, why is Gogo even like given the time of day to where they keep on reflecting over and over, or they keep on meeting over and over? Um, w- it's like a little bit fishy. Like she's the girl from the cab. She forgot something, like whatever. Um, but before like Gogo's eyes are like fully squinted, like girl, what do you want? Like what is this? What was Gogo kind of getting out of it? Because me, I'm like, you got your things, leave me alone. Like it's dead. Um, what void was maybe being filled, or what was he getting out of this?
Yeah, well, at first I think that it was that. I think he did his part of this little interaction, and now he's ready to move on. But I think this is a guy who hasn't been, touched in a long time, and he doesn't. He's hardened, and he's, the world hasn't been kind to him, and he's in his own little lane. And I think just that basic need for human connection, and that basic that just the want to be close to someone and understand someone and be understood. I think that when when he and Emily start their correspondence, I think what really keeps him going is that feeling that he once had a long, long time ago, that's now back in the form of this kind of a person he doesn't really understand that much, but at least it's a friend. And I think that, a friend at last, an acquaintance at last, even, I think it's kind of a breath of fresh air for him as as he, maybe a way to move forward. I think just someone who's there and who listens to him and who he can listen to. And I think that's a powerful thing when you have it.
Hmm. Um, what scenes for you specifically were like really like fulfilling? What were like the most fulfilling scenes for you to shoot and to read and perform?
Yeah. Wow. I really love the scenes that I would do with Terrell Walker's character Barry. I think that when Clive is older and he's getting they kind of come back to each other and they reunite. I think it was nice to sort of play the softness in the hardened
Mhm.
person, if that makes sense. And Terrell is just such a
Yeah.
generous, wonderful actor that we would really kind of have these conversations, and we try to kind of fall into it together. And then, of course, anything with Alicia, I think we have we're very good friends off camera, and so getting to come in and do that and kind of play that like we're not quite getting each other, but we're going to try to get there was just such a
Hmm.
blast. Alicia's just such a generous, incredible, amazing scene partner who everyone loves, including me. So any of those scenes, I just had the most fun doing.
What were some of the challenging ones?
Um, there's a scene in episode 4 where the phone call from Sarah happens, and Sarah says that she's marrying Edwin. And I kind of been that was actually the scene that I auditioned for the role with, or one of them. And so I kind
Mm,
of had my eyes on that day for a long time, and I was like, I knew I had a vision of what that would look like and what that would be and how that would kind of happen and play out. And that day on set, the director and everyone, they really let me kind of do my own thing and like kind of like run it a little bit. And
mhm,
just the amount of heightened emotion that was needed, and that I think that this person would be feeling. I kind of had to go inward a lot of it, really like feel my way through that scene. That was probably the most complicated one. And then the finale, there's a scene where we're out at the carousel, Alicia
mhm,
and I, and we had that entire day was really challenging because it was a lot of emotions, and we were shooting for a long time, and it was
mhm.
summer in New York, and so there were a lot of things happening right then, and it was challenging, but I'm really proud, I think, of what we got and we're able to
Mhm.
get for the show.
What does it even mean to you personally, and like what are you hoping that people receive from you playing this go-go character who is again sensitive and guarded and emotional and pained and kind of abandoned and crossing like lines between queerness and a dream that kind of was like presented as like the classic ideal situation, and then like another option that he kind of didn't get to grab. Like, what does it mean for you to be able to play such a complicated character that represents like so much?
I think it's every actor's dream to be able to play all these things and be able to play with so much range. And on a deeper level, I just think that black bodies just must be allowed to exist in all forms and in all ways and in any and in all forms of existence to me. And so getting to play someone that isn't that you think is written off as just a big gentle giant of a man when really he possesses all these other qualities and all these other wants and
Yeah.
needs, desires. I think it's so special, and it is one of the things that made me so excited about such a project is getting to everyone thinks black men are always just put into this one thing. They're
Hmm.
superheroes or they're athletes or they're I don't know, they're cops or I don't know. They're any
Hmm.
sort of like hyper masculine thing, and so to get to sort of um, take that and flip it a little bit and show a different way that this black man can exist in the world it was just really wonderful.
It made me emotional, and even it's kind of making me emotional now, just like reflecting on the show and again, you and Gogo and Edwin's relationship, and seeing like because I wasn't expecting, again, I wasn't expecting the turn, but then when you look, it's like you were my best friend growing up. Like I'm punching people in the face for you, and vice versa, and um, like you make me laugh, and I'm telling you jokes. I'm trying to make you laugh and feel comfortable and safe at the thing. And so I think that in the finale, and we'll take a look at this clip um, from when Gogo and Edwin finally get to meet back up. And the reunion is it's just so soft. Um, and it wasn't dramatic and theatric and crazy. It was really just kind of soft and warm. If we could take a pause and look at that. What was it like to film, this reunion scene? Because I think as viewers, we were all just, like, anticipating, like, "So is he gonna show back up? Did he die? Did he get arrested? Like, what happened to Edwin?" Because I kinda wasn't expecting him to show up at all, and then,
Yeah.
we get to see him, and he's in bed, and he's sick, and not well, but still just as charming and just as, like, suave and smiling and just like remembers you like, oh my god, save me. And just it was so cute and very very lovely of a scene, especially in contrast to some of the darker and some of the more urgent scenes. What was that like?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that for me, Clive's entire story is about how he just can't let these experiences go. He's carrying them with him his entire life up until this point.
It's
And so that
heavy.
last for me was about forgiveness and him breathing deeper and releasing these things that were of no use to him anymore and hadn't been for a long time. And so I just kept, we're shooting the scene and the word forgiveness was just like playing on my head in like a loop. It was just like,
Mm,
forgiveness. And I think that softness just comes from two people who are right at the same page. Finally,
mm,
after all this time, and
mhm,
that day it was a really quiet day. I remember it was towards the end of a 6-month long process, and um, I just really applaud Jaden for just being a great scene partner. And it was just I just remember things being very quiet, very calm, and
mhm,
kind of the directors and producers letting us just approach it in a way that I thought was really respectful and
mhm.
let do our thing with it.
Yeah, it was a beautiful ending. The kiss on the forehead. One thing that kept standing out to me was just like like sheer soft pink fabric, like laying on the bed, like behind the bed frame. Um, I'm like, this is a very soft scene. This is so lovely. And to be able to see two black men like in this space and they're smiling and they're catching up, it was really important. Um, what what do you think happens after this for Clive and for Edwin? Edwin is not well, and I guess Sarah says that he doesn't have much longer. So what does Clive have to after this? Like what is open?
his life. I think this is where his life begins again.
Hmm.
For him, I think he's now able to forgive this person for everything that's happened, and
Yeah.
I think that what a blessing and a gift for him, and I think now he's able to just move forward. Excuse me, I'm about to
Hmm.
sneeze.
Hmm.
These allergies. Oh, New York.
I look. No, it's bad. My eyes been watering all day.
My eyeballs, it's my nose. But yeah, to answer the question, I think it's about him just moving forward in his life beginning in a way that he's in a bit more control.
Hmm. I wonder about representation in general. Are there other shows like out here that you think are doing like a good job at representation, at doing like a not just putting black men in this one specific like area um of being the cop or being the hyper masculine or of being this, like are there other is there other media that you think that are doing a good job at like allowing us to have layers?
You know, I always think there could be more. I can
Hmm.
always think there could be more, but I mean, we've seen it with Pose was such a huge monument, monumental show for queer people, trans people, and just all of us. It was a great moment for us all for everyone to kind of
Yeah.
get a piece. But
Hmm.
in my opinion, I don't think we can stop with Pose, and we can't
Hmm.
stop with Saint X. I think there's just so much more out there. There's so much more out there to explore, and I think I do think there's a lot of a lot of amazing shows out there that do show black bodies in all the beautiful ways that they can exist. But I'm always
Yeah.
pushing for more. I'm always like, let's get us some more. Let's get some more of that pie. The way that everyone else gets
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, okay. I guess like maybe a last question is what do you have going on next? What's next for you?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
is Saint X, is there a part two? Is there a next part coming? What's the story there?
I'm not sure about it. Say next season 2. If you hear about it, let me know. Okay, because I
Okay.
don't. But as far as this goes, I'm kind of just like chilling in the afterglow of what's this huge project that Saint X was, and also it's kind of important to support the writers, the WGA right now. So whatever's going on over
Hmm.
there is kind of where I'm
Hmm.
shifting focus to and making sure that everyone in our industry is getting treated fairly and everyone's getting what they need to be able to continue to work in this industry in a way that's going to keep telling these amazing stories and uplifting everyone. And so that's
Yes.
kind of where my focus is about to head after all this.
Amazing. Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. Thank you for being such a big part of this project. And again, I just am so like honored to be able to talk to you and to have watched such a beautiful show. And yeah, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Um, I'm like, I want to invite you to everything that I have going on.
I'll be there. Hit me up.
No, literally, I'm about to. I'm totally about to.
I'll pull up. Yeah.
um, and,
Pull up.
and if there's anything that we missed that you would like to share or that you want people to know about Saint X or about your role in it, please take the floor.
Oh no, I think we covered so much. It's so wonderful to be able to talk about, the show in this way and with someone who's part of this, beautiful, wonderful community. So I'm just so grateful
Yeah.
to have gotten to talk with you today. And I'm just so grateful for the whole thing. Everything's so wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much again. Everybody go watch Say Next on Hulu. The finale comes out May 31st. Should I say that? Because like this is gonna air after that, huh? Okay, I'll say that instead. Okay. Um, yes, everyone, please watch Say Next on Hulu. All episodes are streaming. Josh does an amazing, 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 stunning performance, and y'all please do not miss it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.